My name is Tochko. I am welcoming you again tonight. Another edition of our program. Guest live appearance of our guest. This is the platform of Team Peter Yusuf Datti Live. And what we do every week is a follow-up in a patriotic way of the political developments in our country, Nigeria. It's a pleasure having you again, and we are going to have a very interesting discussion tonight. Borders on political development in our party, Labour Party, and of course, the other rival parties. Now, the focus is taking back our country and making it a country that we are all going to be proud of. So I welcome you today. And again, I ask you to ensure that you join this conversation, okay? Any way you can. You want to come online with us, you send us a message via any of our handles, and then we'll send you a link so you can join us and make your contributions or ask your questions. You may want to also send your questions to our comment section, and then we'll take it and attend to it appropriately. With me tonight is Obinna, colleague from Benin City, who is up and doing and an unapologetic, obedient follower of Peter Obi. Obinna, how are you doing?
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Nigerians. It is nice and lovely to meet you once again at this Saturday's event.
Yeah.
Team Peter Obi, Yusuf Datti.
It's good to hear from you. Somehow your audio is a bit faint. You might want to look at that again, so Nigerians can hear you clearer. We will have joining us tonight, Mr. Common Sense. He will join us shortly. But before he does, let me remind us that it has been an interesting week. Okay, this week our principal Peter Obi and his running mate, Ahmed Datti, visited some states in Nigeria. And of course, in another way, the show of organic love continued to happen. It takes place in a very spectacular way. Imagine, this week our principal was in Ibadan, the capital of Oyo State. And the welcoming was so resounding. Okay? And people came out, our brothers and sisters in far away western part of this country came out en masse and showed P2B that he is the long-awaited president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Something very interesting happened in that gathering. We had the leader of Afanifere, our own respected and highly revered Pa Ayo Odebanjo, who at the age of 96 came out in person and walked committedly to the podium where he spoke like a true Nigerian, a detribalized elder statesman and respected leader of Afenifere, and he spoke to the young ones, explaining the importance of equity, fairness, and justice, okay, and clearly mentioned that people should vote for Peter Obi so that Nigeria would experience the transformation and above all, that unity that has been bastardized by the recent and current political activities in the country. Your Sebanjo did not mince words in explaining why it's important that all the ethnic groups would shun ethnicity, come together and form this government that is the national government. Okay. Again, there is also a trending picture of the wife of the presidential candidate of Labour Party, Mrs. Margaret Obi, taking time to support her husband in Ibadan. There also, the picture shows Margaret Obi in a very caring way, showing the husband what a dutiful wife she is by making sure that she adjusted his cap, and of course put everything right there in the public, and it has been making around. People have been commenting positively about that act of the incoming first lady, showing that she could take care of the president and give him all the support that will be required to deliver to Nigerians. Okay, so that is it. Again, this week, the APC presidential candidate Bola Ahmed Tinubu was in Ebonyi State, where he was welcomed by the governor of Ebonyi State, Dave Umahi. And there was a picture about him being visibly supported by a security man while he was in a vehicle to take greetings from the crowd, of course. Many of us have not seen a picture that shows whether the crowd was massive or not. But then, Nigerians have been reacting to the image that has gone viral, where you saw the presidential candidate of APC standing and being very well supported, okay, firmly supported by a security officer who held him from falling. And that goes to add to the numerous pictures and videos seen in the past where he almost fell down and had to be assisted by one or two individuals to stand on his feet. Okay. Nigerians have also this week continued to circulate videos where the APC presidential candidates have made another round of a slip of tongue. Maybe I will call it that in a mild way. But some people say, oh, come on, this is evidence, a symptom of dementia. Okay, saying that Omo Agege will be the senator, the governor of Niger Delta State. And people have been reacting, of course. Later, he corrected himself by saying Delta State. Some people say where he was whispered to, somebody had to remind him. But is this how the president of Nigeria needs to be reminded every time about what he says or what he thinks? So there is a cause for worry in some quarters, as has been said. But again, moving forward, we want to know your view on this, okay? Because for the past 2 weeks, and of course into the coming week, we'll be having a review of the candidates. We call it candidates review on the Freeze Life, where Tim Peter will be alongside the other supporters of Shiwaju and Atiku, meet to discuss review of the candidates. So we want to have your opinion, want to know what you think about it. Write us, send your comment via the comment section in all our handles, or you can request to join us live and make your opinion directly so Nigerians will hear what you think about these candidates so far based on their campaigns. Okay. All right. Or do we have our guest Common Sense up now? Obina, is your mic okay now so you can say hi to Nigerians and make your view concerning the candidates? You there?
Okay, if you can hear me very clearly, like you
Yes,
confirm.
I can hear you clearly.
Okay. Very well. I want to salute Nigerians. I want to greet the courage of everyone living in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That it's not been easy, but we thank God that we are all moving, and by the special grace of God, we shall have a new Nigeria in 2023. It's been an interesting week for us all, everywhere in Nigeria, in the journey of our principal and the journey of all obedience who have been doing their grand campaigns everywhere tirelessly to ensure that our principal gets victory come 2023. As we all know, like Mr. Tilo, the moderator, has already said, we had a very massive crowd in Oyo State recently, and our principal was received with great joy. It was a great thing to see how the people turned out for our principal in Oyo State. As we all know, Oyo is one of the biggest states in Nigeria. For those who don't know, you have to know this now. And for you to have a state like Oyo that will be responsive and obedient, it shows that we have a fair way to go as far as Nigeria is concerned. And then we saw all the happenings across all other political parties, what they have been doing and organizing. And we saw how we felicitated through our principal with the presidential candidate of the People Democratic Party who had his birthday celebration yesterday. And our principal, Mr. Peter Gregory, we showed him that he is not actually just there because he wants to make political tussle or fight or whatever, but for the peaceful nature and for the fact that a new Nigeria has to be achieved. He showed him that there is still show of love among Nigerians if only you sit down and allow a technocrat, someone who the people truly desire, to rule them and shun all acts of corruption that will cause continual problems in our country like we have seen in the present day. It is interesting to note that our old man, our father and our grandfather, who so many has pushed to come out through the political party or progressive congress, has all shown his weakness. Continually, he has not rested in the show of his weakness. To the extent, so many comedians and musicians have put a lot together through all he has said. Let me tell you something for those who don't know. On daily basis, there is always a statement released, a statement of comedy released by the principal of the All Progressive Congress. Honestly, I know age is telling on him, even though he doesn't want to accept. But the fact remains this, that you cannot force nature. Nature remains nature. If you are old, agree to yourself that you are old and allow a young man to pilot the affairs of the nation. But when you are old and there's still corruption eating you deep and you still want to be a part of it, definitely what do you expect? Disappointment from Christ himself. The God that created man will disappoint everybody who wants to be a part of failure and who wants Nigeria to fail. So I want to urge all Nigerians to be steadfast in all they do. I want to urge all obedience not to relent. Do not lose any hope. It is time for you to keep stepping up. Keep stepping up. You don't have any reason to explain to anybody why you are obedient. Just keep being obedient and ensure that all around you, the people around you know that you are obedient and that they see the things they need to copy in you. Remember that the environment you are living in has people living around you. 1, 2, 3 persons are around you. Ensure that those souls are one, that they are one to know the truth about Nigeria, that they are one to know that only when a man ordained by God sits on that seat, that can truly change the country. If we continue to allow those whom our heart wishes to allow because of pity or because of the fact that we want to get something into our pocket, I tell you honestly, we will end up becoming failures, and it will be a bad thing to see other countries who are supposed to be behind us running above us and laughing at us that we are still where we are. And I know this will stop with 2022, that in 2023 we shall have Nigeria that we have truly desired, in Nigeria that will make a better place for me.
Okay.
I'm happy to tell you that our principal, Mr. Peter Greg, is a man that will keep his word. Trust him and be sure that the reality will come out.
Okay. Yeah, Obina, I think we have somebody joining us. We need to bring him in and then have his opinion, because I have a question that I would want to ask, but let's wait for him to join us live and say hi to Nigerians.
Is it Mercy? Because I'm seeing one Mercy.
Yeah. Okay. Is he up? Come online.
I can't see any face. I see audio joining.
Okay. While we wait for him to come up, I would then throw up the question. Maybe when it comes up, we can make his opinion.
Huh?
Yeah. I noticed that she made a request to join, but if she's still there, she can join. Let's hope that gets up again. Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, I think the request to speak must have been an error. I've been struggling with the connection. Sorry.
Okay. You're welcome.
Thank you.
It's good to have you with us. Okay, can you please introduce yourself to Nigerians, and then I will ask you the question that borders on the candidate review, as we've been doing.
Well, my name is Mercy, and I've been, shall I say, and Peter Obi follow along before a lot of these groups came up. But as I said, my request came in as an accident. I didn't necessarily intend to be questioned.
Okay. Well, these accidents must be of everyone. I must comment that by your name, I think God is about to have mercy on this country. We have really suffered a lot. We need salvation, and salvation is on the way. Okay, now talking about candidate review. Under the freeze live every Tuesday for the past 2 weeks, we've had this candidate review, and we are going to have it another time, okay, being the coming Tuesday. Right. Why we are doing that? We've noticed that there have been some polls, okay? Some polls have been going on regarding the campaign and the positions of these major presidential candidates on the acceptability by Nigerians. Okay. But what is most interesting is that within this week, another result came out, okay, of the poll conducted by Next Year Group. And according to the results, they focused more on the rural areas, unlike the previous polls that we are held online and then of course in the urban areas. This one took place in the rural areas, and it was face-to-face data collection. Now, in this result, P2B came clearly on top. He is the number one accepted by Nigerians in the rural areas. And this poll was conducted in 12 states of the Federation. All right. Now, another interesting thing there is that they said that among the young ones, P2B came number one. And among women, P2B came number two. But I want to take away something from their submission. They said again that on how these respondents had about Peter Obi, that many of them a large number of them said they heard about Peter Obi via the radio, and another huge, the second group, which is very significant, said they heard about Peter Obi through the social media. That goes to contradict the claims of opponents that we Nigerians are not on social media and they don't hear anything in the rural areas. But look, these are people in the rural areas, and they said, well, aside the radio, which was the first major means, that the second major means of the awareness concerning P2P is through the social media. Now, the third one is through friends and relatives, who would call them and tell them the direction they're going. These three things, give us a major takeaway. One is that the conventional media is well utilized by the obedient. The social media is also well utilized, and it is having very positive impact among the populace. Now, the third one is that people are actually campaigning for P2B by talking to their family members and friends and neighbors. People are talking and people are keen in, all right? Now, the second runner-up to P2B is Asiwaju Bola Ahmed, who came a distant second, all right? Now, the third runner-up, or rather, second runner-up, happens to be Atiku Abubakar, then followed by Kwankwaso. Now, my question to us is this. By this poll results that just came out, are we encouraged to intensify the use of social media to campaign more, or do you think that more effort should be put on the conventional media like the radio station? Okay, of course, the television stations are there, but it seems that the radio station is making more impact. What do you think? And again, one-on-one campaign, door-to-door, market-to-market, and all that. What do you think? Are you encouraged, or should we do more? Messi, if you're there, you can make your opinion, and then I think we'll have a second person joining us. But anybody, please, make your opinion on that. If your mic is muted, please try to unmute yourself, scroll up, and then you see the symbol, just click on it and it will unmute. Okay, it seems Messi is not up. I would repeat. Okay, can she hear me? Messi, are you there? Okay, she can't.
I'm trying to join with another tool. It's very, very bad connection. So I can't really hear what you're saying, sorry.
Okay, there is a challenge with your mic. It's not so clear. Maybe it's a network-induced challenge. A technical issue with your mic. All right. This is about the most recent poll results on the impact, the acceptability of the candidates by Nigerians. And of course, this time around, the data collection was from Nigerians in the rural areas, 12 states of the far duration. Nothing was done again in the urban areas. And of course, the group wanted to know how the campaign is felt in rural areas, where it has been claimed over time that they are not on social media and they don't really know about P2B. But the result now shows that they know about P2B, either through social media, the radio station, and through direct communication with their relative who stay in town. All right. And they have said again that they are certain that they will not change their position on the candidates, okay, until the election day, that they are determined to vote in Peter Obi. This is really heartwarming. It appears that Peter Obi's acceptability continues to, project forward and upwards by day. And again, it also goes to say that if the election is held today, right, Peter stands the chance of being the president of Nigeria. So I ask, this poll result that just came out, right, and the review of the candidates, what is our opinion? How do we assess the campaign so far? Okay. Obina, who and who do we have online with us?
Okay, presently we have Dr. Izu. Dr. Izu is online.
Okay. Can you please introduce yourself to Nigerians?
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, welcome.
Okay. My name is Izu Ejesiri. I'm based in Abuja. My first time joining you guys. Thank you much.
Good to have you here. Yeah, Dr. Izu, how is Abuja today?
Fine, let's go.
Okay. I want to believe that you heard my narrative of the candidates review so far and what the polls results have shown regarding the acceptability of these candidates in the rural areas of Nigeria. There was a poll that was conducted recently by a group known as Next Year. And in that poll, P2B came first, while the second person was Asiwaju Ahmed Tinubu, who came a distant second, matter of fact, and was Atiku Abubakar came third. Right. Now, it's said that the people in the rural areas said they want P2B to be the president, and that they heard about P2B, majority of them heard about P2B through the radio stations, okay? And then the second major group said they heard about P2B through the social media. This contrary to what opponents have been claiming, that the people in the rural areas do not know anything that happens on social media. And then the third group said they heard about P2B through their friends and relatives, who call them to speak about it. Showing three things. The obedient movement, okay, is very much active on conventional media, and that's very good. They are also very active using their social media, and that's impactful. Very good. And then again, people are on their own, voluntarily and happily campaigning for Peter Obi. That's why you have more people in the rural areas getting to know Peter Obi through their relatives and friends. So what's your take on this? Do you think that this trend will go downwards, or it will keep going upwards towards the election come February 2023? Doctor.
All right. Thank you very much for your very succinct and lucid assessment. I think it's a very encouraging poll result. This is about the third or fourth poll that has come out and put our dear Peter Obi on top. Many times the others were discredited. One, they said it was because of the Anas Foundation was owned by Peter Side, who was biased towards PDP and Labour Party, and so they discredited it, among several others. But this one now is in the rural areas, and so give it more credibility. However, being a scientist myself, I know that polls can be a two-way street. So as encouraging as it is, I will advise us to tread with caution. Number one is the sense that having such polls might lead to what we call complacency. People might tend to relax. We don't win. And before you know, things just go, flip. They just flip. You rest on your hours and then you flip. So don't forget too that Hillary Clinton won virtually all the polls in 2016 in the US presidential election, but Trump won the election. So as encouraging as it is, as heartwarming as it is, as significant as it is that Peter Obi gospel is penetrating the rural areas, we still have to do more. We should not rest on our oars. We must put our foot on the pedal and not step back, because nothing is guaranteed until you win. Until the results have been announced, we have not won, no matter how close we are to victory. So
Yeah.
that is what I'm going to advise. So whatever we are doing that is giving us this is something that we need to increase. Now, there's a very important part of what you said, which is that people got to hear from Obi or about Obi through their friends. You know, the obedient movement has really done much. But I believe we can do more if the party itself steps up to the plate. You know, with due respect, the obedient movement has been the one driving the movement. There's a problem. The obedient movement are the ones taking it up. As we speak, I live in Abuja. I try to listen to radio when I drive. There are very few commercials or jingles about Peter Obi. Because one thing about election, one thing about the Nigerian public is that Nigerian public is fickle, with due respect. Their memory span is quite short, with due respect. So they are easily swayed. Today, one thing happened, bah, they've moved on. Another thing happened, bah, they've moved on. So you need to constantly remain visible, because out of sight is out of mind.
Out of mind, yeah.
So what I think is for most of the elites, their minds have been made up for Peter Obi. But for these fickle, rural, socially challenged or financially challenged people, you must continue follow up. It's like after doing crusade in church, there must be a follow-up unit that must keep following up these people, or that they don't backslide or go astray. So that's what we as the obedient movement and the Labour Party have to consistently do, so that the other guys don't come and sway them, either with sweet words or with gifts. And how do we do this? Constant visibility. There's a World Cup in session now. There should be TV adverts, because you have audience in the World Cup. So far, I stand to be corrected. I've not seen much. So I stand to be, I may be wrong, because I'm not so much a TV person, but I believe that I have more access to TV than more people. And I've not really seen much of our adverts on TV when there's a World Cup that has the whole world watching. On radio, the same thing. I've not seen much of our jingles. I don't know of other states, but for Abuja and Delta, where I've been over the last, and I was in Lagos late last month and early this month. And so we can do that by constantly, being in their face, constantly being in their faces, both in the rural and urban areas. Secondly, we need to apply pressure officially. If I come out as Izo Edesinu and make a comment about the INEC chairman, and the Labour Party chairman comes out and makes that same comment about INEC chairman, who do you think will be taken more seriously? So there are issues that are happening, but the Labour Party is silent. For example, social media obedience have turned FBI, combing the INEC register, uprooting underage voters. Left, right, and center. In the Labour Party,
now, I'd like to. I don't know if you guys can.
Yes, I'll wrap up now so that somebody else can speak. Yes.
Okay.
So, like I said, at such points in time, the party should be seen bringing out press releases to put pressure on INEC. The party has, with due respect, taken a back seat, and it practically left the movement for the obedient movement to drive. So, if
let me come in there. Sorry, it's not stopping you. But if you noticed, Nigerians have woken up and said, "Come on, this is not about Labour Party now. They're not waiting for the party. Nigerians are taking this upon themselves. They are hitting it now. Just yesterday, there was a meeting of the support where His Excellency Peter Obi released the count numbers for financial support of his campaign team, which is also being jointly spearheaded by Aisha Yusuf, the activist. Now, just yesterday and today, there have been so much donations into those accounts. And these accounts are held in banks that have nothing at all to do with His Excellency Peter.
Yes.
Now, it points to one direction, but I would ask, okay, being that Christmas is fast coming, and after Christmas it will be New Year and then the Valentine coming up, do you not think that it provides a good opportunity for obedience to take the obedience message to the rural areas and do proper campaign, door-to-door campaign during all these holidays coming up?
Beautiful. It makes sense. Now, let me just explain what I was telling you about the party. Now, I'm going to talk from both a legal, a political, and a social point of view. I'll wrap up here. I know I've taken some time. Now, let me give you an example. The Ebonyi South senatorial candidate for Labour Party, the person that is running against Umahi in Ebonyi State, are you aware he has been arrested for some time? Now, that's the Labour Party candidate. I have searched, and the Labour Party itself has not made a press release to that effect. That's why I was telling you that if I, as Israel Desiri, or you, or somebody else makes a comment, and then a party makes a comment, which one do you think has more weight? I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Now, in law, there's also what we call meddlesome interloper. A meddlesome interloper is somebody who has no stake. You just bring your mouth. So if, as I am, there is a case against Tinubu, for example, about forgery or whatever, and I go to court and join the suit, they will say you don't have a stake. You're not a contestant. You don't have anything to lose. But if the party joins that suit, they have a stake. They won't be called the meddlesome interloper. The point of what I'm saying is that the party has to come out of its shell. We have several candidates of the Labour Party being arrested nationwide. We have several people who have been beaten, injured, or picked up or pressed, intimidated nationwide. But the Labour Party doesn't say much or do much. This was how the APC came in. Forceful comments from Lai Mohammed, forceful statements on a daily or weekly basis, because the system doesn't answer to bargain or nice talk. They listen to pressure, sustained pressure. So if the Labour Party comes out and cries out in public and says, see, my candidate in Ebonyi State has been arrested for no reason, and then you organize a rally to that effect, apply pressure, go to DSS headquarters, go to police headquarters, 1 day, 2 days, that man will be released. And it now gives people the impetus to fight for you, because if a whole senatorial candidate is incarcerated for weeks or months and the party doesn't do anything about it, so what about me, a floor member? I will just not go and vote now because they also arrest me or shoot me. The party will not do anything to that effect. So that will be demoralizing. So I don't know if you understand.
Yes.
So what?
I'd like to come in at that point.
That I was about bringing you in. Okay, let me appreciate Dr. Yusuf for his submission. I'm sure that the Labour Party leadership will, do something about this quickly. Haven't listened to that. Okay, we have Priye, the leader of the group in the House, and of course, he has been the one taking on the other opponents on the candidates review, and she said the last 2 sessions, okay, and she's gonna say much more in the coming session. Welcome, Lady Priye from Canada. How are you doing?
Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Tilo. Thank you, and thank you to the entire country to step out and make their voices heard and educate people. Now, as much as the obedient movement has really, really grown, and Dr. Izu is right, I think I pointed it, campaign really is about the ordinary Nigerian who wants a change. So, as much as to change and to step up, we have to always remind ourselves that the Labour, not even a tier 2 party in Nigeria, Labour Party is a tier 3 party that usually just fielded a few candidates every election. Now they are struggling with the structure. What I see that is going on with struggling with structure. When I say structure, I don't mean structure as to what a party. Like, I mean, people even understanding their roles in the first place. And then I think it's a bit overwhelming, the responsibility they suddenly have to face, popular presidential candidate that they have as a forerunner. So it's on to say that we have a responsibility to keep educating people, and that is not because the Labour Party doesn't know what to do. They are still getting their act together. You see individuals are saying, you know what, we're not going to ask any questions. They're going to do our, because of the way the country is now. Said now, Dr. Eze just said, you can't, the country doesn't really, people don't rest, it's not talking. People don't respond to too much bargain, like putting the force. And that's why I keep explaining and putting the force. If we can exonerate ourselves from the idea that somehow we'll be led to this effect from the Labour Party, we might not, getting it. If you notice my approach in the last 2 weeks, and now I no longer leave room for manipulation. I used to, in the sense that, okay, I'm talking to someone from the APC or PDP, I'm trying to be calm. About the matter, it's glaring. The performance of the APC is glaring. The state itself. If I don't need to come down to your level of reasoning at this point again, that does not see Nigeria for what it is and does not feel like there is a new transition into more transformative leadership at this point, and anybody still benefits. I don't want to be, I'm not going to be reasonable with you. I'm not reasoning to convince you at this point again. The people I would say convincing for right now are really unenlightened. I speak pidgin English. I go talk to you, tell you, say, they know they advocate. May I explain to you? Like, say, you don't understand.
Yeah.
Those are the people I will save my youth now that is still trying to be in denial or mislead other people. The trajectory, the way the things are going. Then we opposite sides, you definitely don't mean well for Nigerians. Going back in history has been in the territories. Having a conversation today with Mike, and we were playing it back from the 70s. This country is you don't understand what's before. We were exporting textile, we're exporting coal.
Yeah.
Like, forget this oil dependence when we didn't even know what's up with crude oil. We had more of a coordination. The leaders,
a very robust economy.
Exactly. They will sit down and try to see what's best for the country and vested interest. It wasn't this bad. But since the discovery of oil, and told themselves that what we're going to do is weaponize poverty, we're going to increase the gap between the average and poor and the rich, and we're going to distance you to milk this country's resources. If you know the resources Nigeria has to be angry as a Nigerian right now, you are supposed to be angry at, kid you not. I live in Canada, and there's a lot of space. It's 3 times the size of America and population of America. So there's land, people farm, have farmlands, and that's it. But yet it's a G7. I'm not trying to make people say, I would say, okay, don't come because they have an extensive history and everything. I would start, or let's even talk about, okay, let's not go for Rwanda. Opening into Rwanda for real estate and tourism deals. This is Rwanda that side. Their genocide was worse than our civil war. People are traumatized, but they have pulled themselves out of it. So it gives us one. We keep making excuses, saying, "Oh, it's because 16 years ago, or 8 years ago. Oh no, it's PDP." It is this when I categorize them, this set of people who are as principalities and not allow the country to move forward because they always best interest before even their own people in there they come from. They're not to talk of their states. They're not to talk of the whole Nigeria. Enough of leaders that continue to see you and I as sense. Nigerians are asking for one thing. Nigerians are predominantly asking for one thing. Give us environment, maybe we feel hustle now. Nobody say with the comments. Other governments, people in Canada quarrel with their governments for increase our child benefits. Some people don't work here. They just say, we'll have skills. I'll just be doing one small work. And they receive money to look after the ends. Okay, you've decided to be a stupid parent. You don't want to put in the effort, but your child is first a child of the state. They write it on the website. The child is, that's why if your child is living under questionable circumstances from you, they collect the child from you. Then let's talk. What's making your child live under this condition? So you are accountable to the state for your child, not the state asking you around. Now you go explain to the state about the state of well-being of that child. Every Nigerian life begins to matter in the eyes of those in government, and it can. I keep saying it with compassion. Look at the tone Tinubu in Delta State the other day. He said disgrace to me. This is a man that is dropped on the conversation obedient to a
more or less an embarrassment.
This is an embarrassment to him. Jagaba, look at the kind of people that are on the ballot. Please listen. The people that you put on the ballot is a reflection of the way his ideology is, the way you guys think, the way you guys believe things should be done. That these people are, okay, we've gotten to this point. They are on the ballot. What do we do? Now it's time for you to, we have to take the country back. And when we make that statement, it's praise that you just say, take back Nigeria. No, it is literal. We have to take the country something place. COVID happened. Many countries look for ways to even, if you see what other countries are doing, they are promoting their tech, they are promoting alternative pharmaceutical. You can see that even our local health countries, I work in clinical research. A lot of companies are extracting our local to come and optimize their drugs for various diseases. So what are we saying? It's not a time to, and I will urge my entire team too. This is not a time to be mild. This is actually a very critical time. It is so critical that if we leave it in, then we're in a lot of trouble. Why? We don't know how much trouble we're in. Beyond 2023, I don't think beyond 2023 we wouldn't understand it from an economic perspective. When you put all the variables into all the indices that reflect the workings of a good economy, right? We don't have them now. They are all time
No,
low.
I
So
think I can help you there from the economic perspective of it. It's a simple thing. People try to make this very simple. No, Nigeria is going nowhere after 2023 unless we make a radical change now, because there are just three basic things in economics. Okay, income, right, savings, and consumption. These three variables, as a matter of fact, savings is actually a function of income and the consumption. For whatever you earn, if you eat much of it, then you save less. That's to say that S equals to income, that is I, minus consumption. And S is also equals to investment, is what you save that you can invest. So when you earn and you consume, what is remaining is what you can save, and as well what you can invest. In Nigerians' case, we don't even have income because we're already indebted. And to talk about investment is a no-no right now, because the only thing that's remaining after our consumption, which is basically nothing, goes to servicing of debt. And that is where we are. Today, we use 109% of our income to service them. So we are nowhere. It can only take someone who knows how to create wealth from the resources that we have to change the narrative. And that is where P2B comes in with Ahmed. That's it. You're right.
I want politicians to stop looking for, and I think that is what not just the Labour political party struggles with, the concept of doing things for people and serving people. So their gain or their need for gain is a forefront of what they do. And that is wrong. When you're offering yourself to be a servant leader, you're offering yourself to be yourself to the people pretty much. And that's the wholeness of yourself, not a quarter, the wholeness of yourself. That is why things like keeping your family out of government decisions, and you really or friend or anything, and operating from a place no bias is expected of you, because you have to bring your best to the table. Enough for, I know that many of them feel like, oh, they've sent their kids abroad, they've sent their people abroad, a certain disconnect Nigerians. But you can, and that candidate, any candidate that removes themselves from someone like this APC guy that keeps saying, everybody just puts me there, I don't need these people, it's only you people I need. It's divided in a certain way, or the mafia mentality of, and so I've made people, so it's time for you to make me, right? All is, you will need to detach from leaders that even speak like that, because they don't speak to your circumstances. They don't understand it. You don't somebody to do something for you if they don't understand your problem too. If I call you now, Joseph, and I start saying, Joseph, my hand is paining me, and you can't relate. You say, oh, I once had an elbow pain. Are you sure? Go and check it. It might be this, it might be that. Or from having conversations with me and doing your research, you say, oh, okay. And even know what to do with that situation. The intent to solve the situation for the betterment of the people even has to exist. If it doesn't exist within the place, that's why they will ask Buhari questions and about what will you say about the people going to school? How do you expect? If you can't afford it, leave it. Has completely disconnected himself from Nigeria. Those things means somehow maybe you don't have a heart, or even should you have enough to govern an entire country? So let's stop playing. Tell your fellow young people, this ping pong has to end, because it's like it's funny. I can remember 10 years. I can remember 20 years ago sitting in a classroom in secondary school. I'm a leader of tomorrow. This is me at 34 now. The way is still not clear. Then imagine the children coming behind. Million out of school children. Please, let's picture things in our head. This is not really occurring. We have elements occurring around the country. Not many countries have this type of resource. We have resources. When I say we have resources, our ground grows staple food you can think of in Africa.
Yeah, that's right.
Anybody that wants to shy away from these things doesn't Nigerians. And we have to start calling it as it is. Enough of the mile talk, because people want to manipulate you into being either or being docile in the political process while they continue to try to the cause of things. We have to start sounding, for is right about that. We cannot don't walk on eggshells. We cannot call your situation as it is. Today, now, I spent 20,000. This 20,000 is literally 50% of what I only had. Why wouldn't I be angry? And you have a right to be angry. You have a right to your emotions. Seek a better economy for yourself. You have a right to want to do better in future. That is why somebody sleeping under the bridge will be thinking of, if I feel go school, just go school now. I go just get work. I go do like this, do like this. A lot of people they would rather not be in.
You know, let me just add something there.
Lack of opportunity. They cannot things. So why can't we create this enabling environment? What's so hard? What is so hard? It's a very valid question. It's so hard. Thank you. It still boils down to the same thing. And I was watching the Town Hall Series 2 from Arise TV that had that, and the ADP guy and the SDP guy, and something. He said we need to stop this idea that those who have real and plans for Nigeria, you relegate them to the back, and then you put those at the that really don't have anything. And that was what my first complaint with the Arise TV. I love the concept. I love it. Except that when I saw the series, I'm like, why didn't people present at the same time with Peter Obi? Like, even if it's just the SDP, let the people that have real solid futuristic plans be the. Why are we forcing Tinubu and Atiku that have made it clear that they don't want to talk to you? They don't alter INEC database.
But sorry, that is not far-fetched.
Talking to them.
Yeah, let me just add something there. That's not far-fetched. At this point, I don't think Nigerians should still go ahead to bother themselves about having somebody like Tinubu coming to debates or holding town halls meeting with them. The man has summarized everything by telling Nigerians to shut up their mouth. So he doesn't want to hear from Nigerians. He doesn't want to say anything. He has told them to shut up their mouth. So the best thing is, at this point, Nigerians should also tell him to shut up with his request of being the president. They should take him out. He should be discarded at this moment as a contestant, because he doesn't want to talk to Nigerians. He doesn't want to hear Nigerians speak. So the best thing at this point in time is to take them off the radar. He is not contesting. He is not even a candidate anymore, having told Nigerians to shut up. We have the right to ask for a change in government. And he has said, if you ask for a change in government, you should please shut up your mouth. So we should shut him up too with our PVC. Okay. Thank you, Priya. We seem to have come to the end of the time, though, but I'm going to give some time more so that we can wrap up very well and then give our closing comments to Nigerians. Again, we should remember that we are still having review of the candidate. It's coming up next Tuesday at 2 o'clock in the midnight. Sorry, 12 o'clock in the midnight. So we encourage you to join us on Daddy Freeze Live and be part of this debate, which is more or less a review for the week. And come up with your comments. Do not forget to join us live on all our social media handles, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and of course, the Twitter. Join us. And you can be a member of this obedient movement and coming through Team Peter will be, and then be part of it. So check us up. It's Team Obi Datti Live on all the handles. Team Obi Datti Live. We will be glad to have you. And do not forget the account numbers for our patriotic contributions, donations to the P2B campaign is out, and it has gone viral on the social media. So you can Google it, okay? A campaign account for Peter Obi, then make your donations. You have account in Zenith Bank, you have in Heritage Bank, you have in Sterling Bank, and then you have in Providence Bank. So you can make your donations. These are the real accounts. It's no scam. If you want Nigeria to change for good, you be part of it by putting your widow's mind to support this positive change that is about to take place in this country for the good of all of us. Okay, so let it pray. We would like to have your closing comments, and then, of course, from others who are online. Go ahead.
All right. I'll say one first and foremost about the fundraising. Nigerians were used to people stealing the government and coming to bamboozle us during election period money, even though we cannot trace the source of the wealth. They made funds of the states or the government coffers. But here's the thing: funds is actually the status quo. Other countries do it. People do it. It's even better when people don't just lend their voices, but they are part of the process to somebody on board. But it gives a big level of accountability. It makes process more open. And second, it's a sign that, of course, this person did not wealth that they built, but it's from work, and they may not be able to liquidate, run a campaign to become your president. So fundraising is a normal thing. Do your research and see that people like Obama, all the standard fundraiser, they even use text messages. When in Atlanta, I remember the text messages. You could just send star something and put her name to their fundraiser account.
Sorry, we have a breaking news. We have a breaking news that fits into what you are saying now. Let me just read out to our viewers and us.
Okay.
Breaking news: an influential northern Nigerian Muslim who remains anonymous has paid for free airtime on Arewa 24 TV for Peter Obi's messages. All Peter Obi's campaign speeches and jingles will be translated into Hausa and aired on Arewa 24 TV daily till the presidential election free of charge. Labour Party forward ever. Oh, I'm so happy. I feel like breakdance.
Very much. Thank
That's
you.
a good one.
Thank you. That's a very not just in our funds, but resource wise. Buy airtime on the radio or on TV. You literally just mess to reach a larger audience. So that is what I'm talking about. You give the best you can. You maybe you have a printing press, print and things and anything, and just give to people in your community. Seek out support groups. You go to Facebook, you look for Peter Obi support groups. They will come up. Reach out to located in. I can send you some teas. I can send you some flyers. I can send you some stickers, whatever you can do, and then give funds. My brothers and sisters, we will not take too much. Just take a little token. If you feel sacrifices, but I understand their bill. Take a little token and pay. And those little tokens until then, little drops make a mighty ocean. Put your resources out there. While we're still talking about spreading and putting the energy out there to keep driving Peter Obi, lay down some of your resources. This sacrifice would not go unnoticed at Nigeria. It will help turn things around. You can choose people on this particular, for the Labour Party. They are trustworthy people, and they've proven it time and time. And contribute the best way you can, no matter how little. Please be sacrificial voice as well. If you can record a 5-10 minute video, put on your timeline on Facebook. Don't be shy. Do it on Twitter. Do it on Instagram. Do it any way you can. This is our amount. It has to remain open until Peter. Thank you.
Yes, we have to be very active. The Bible says, and I remember very well, that the kingdom of God suffereth violence, and the violence taketh it by force. Okay. We have to blow our trumpet. We have to keep talking. And they said, and I quote, a hungry man is an angry man. And Nigerians are hungry. Because they are hungry, they are at the same time angry. And they are showing their anger through the obedient movement. That they are tired of the old order, old corrupt order. They are hungry. They are angry. And the same elites are telling them not to be angry. You cannot beat a child and ask the child not to cry. Nigerians are crying. So if you stand in their way, they will show you their anger. But most importantly, Nigerians are ready to show their anger during the ballots. Okay, so they're taking their anger to the ballots, and of course, the result will be tremendous. Okay, our closing comments still. Who do we have next? Please talk to us by making your closing comments, and we'll call it a day. Do we still have
Brume, Mrs. Uche are here.
No, Brume.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening.
Oh, Mrs. Uche, finally you are here. Oh, praise God.
My dear, I was trying to put fuse.
Good evening. Can you guys hear me?
Sorry for
coming.
Yeah,
we can hear you too. Good to have you too.
Okay.
I've been listening to pray, and I'll just. She was talking about Tinubu, and I'm like, Tinubu is a dictatorship. You vote for him, you know. But the other day, and it was like Tinubu didn't even allow them to go to the east because he said, you understand, and the fact that this man cannot come out to address Nigeria, I don't know, is already a sign that we should run away from a dictatorship. So we should just run away from. So whoever wants a dictatorship to rule and vote, I will only say Nigerians, fellow obedient, go and get your PVCs and go and get that APV. Since that's what their principal said. So PVC, and I think there's actually nothing much to say at this point. Anyone want to vote Peter Obi because the signs are too obvious for people. I'm only going to say vote Peter Obi. I am not begging. Last, you will be the one, and I will tell you, I do not have. Most of us in diaspora is not have. Yes, we have something to get because home is home. But if the thing goes, it will not affect us that bad. We just wait another 8 years or another 4 years. People will still, I mean, those in Nigeria will still be the one to suffer it. So and it's so Nigerians still going for these people. If I see them on Twitter and they're fighting, saying all sorts of things, I'm like, are these people human beings or what? Because you cannot see somebody that keeps making mistake, even in his speech, saying a faith is a shame for him to call his name. As in, who do you think? Who do
you think you are? Who are you?
I saw that interview.
Who are you in this scheme of things? What have you done for Nigeria?
And the other one that called himself minister, he has left minister to be doing spokesperson and whatever for Tinubu was laughing. I could every little Tinubu says that is even annoying. He will laugh there, and they are doing their right. These people educated enough to know that there are some things that are not supposed to be mentioned. And they keep saying they want election, and you mention something like that. That alone is enough followers, your fans, be aggressive. Saying if you the president to call a fellow presidential candidate name, you said before about so many things, it's so annoying. Like that man has no regard for his vice. Is almost the same character. If you look at the people following him, that called himself that one, the one, the Niger Delta, whatever, saying President and Agbero. The people that are president, they always have same character, way of thinking. Like, I don't understand. So Nigerians, I'll be begging this time just for me to start sipping and be doing my little way, the little one I can do. So please go ahead and vote Tinubu. If you want somebody that will be selling all your private universities and whatever, go ahead and vote Atiku. But if you want somebody that will help your future, help you clear the debts for your children, that's all I can say. Yes. Thank you, guys, and please go and get your PVC.
You have actually done a proper review of a candidate, and you summarized it very well. We thank you for that. We have Rume with us, the man that does the research and says it as it is to the public. Rume, good to have you here. May we hear from you?
I don't know if it's connected for him. Bruno, are you there?
Can you hear me, everybody?
Oh yes, we can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you, Obina.
Okay, I want to quickly tell you that Bruno is out online, and we had a lot of persons actually that came up to we had some came and they didn't have the privilege to speak. Why? Because our programs.
I can't hear him very well.
Okay, I said we had a lot of persons that came up here today. So, but not everybody had the opportunity to speak, and because of our pattern screen of operation. The fact remains that we came in the likes of Mr. Luke, Mr. Charles Aboya, Messi, Mr. Brume, and several other persons. They came up and were actually connected and were on this live program, but because it wasn't their turn, so though they left, and then we have little inch.
Okay, so thanks for that. For want of time, we may not continue. But what we'll do is that next time we will allocate time for people to, participate. Maybe 5 minutes of presentation will help, and that will start from Tuesday when we'll have a review of the Tuesday live session. So we allocate time. And for me, it has been an interesting evening with all of us here. And I believe Nigerians will be glad that we've touched important issues based on the review of these candidates. So my heart goes all out to all the members of Team Obi Datti Live. You guys are amazing. I love it.
Amazing.
And again, I would like to keep working with every one of you until we achieve the set goal, which is to take Nigeria and reposition it for greatness. Okay. So here we draw the curtain. And to all Nigerians, remember, to vote for P2B, go for Labour Party. The logo is
Obi, now,
Papa, Mama.
Okay, sorry. Okay.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
For interrupting, Tilo. Obi, now don't forget our video on the page as well.
Okay.
All right. So please, the logo is Papa, Mama, Pikin. Nothing is added to it. There is Zenith Labour Party. That's not what we are talking about. Their logo is different. It's not Papa, Mama, Pikin. It's a family. You know, multiple people in the logo. P2B is Labour Party. And the logo is Papa, Mama, Pikin. Remember to vote wisely. Remember to vote correctly so you don't record invalid votes. And refuse to be bought into another 4 years of debt. Refuse to be distracted. Stick to P2B and never let go. Just like Jacob said to the angel, I will never let you go unless you bless me. So we are not going to let P2B go. We thank God for giving us a man such as Peter Obi, a humble man, a focused man, an issue-based philosopher, a wealth creator. And he took time to get somebody who is also a wealth creator. And that is our own amazing Ahmed Datti, the chancellor of Bayes University, has produced so many wonderful Nigerians by creating a very efficient and effective university. Of course, there are 2 universities founded by him. This team is wonderful. This team is compliant with the jet age worldwide. Let's go there. Until next week, my name is Tochpilo. I am unapologetically obedient. Thank you for standing with us. Have a good night rest and enjoy your
Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night. Good night.